What is happening, people? It is Brian Alsruhe with NEVERsate.com. Today's video is going to be completely dedicated to workouts that you can do on the road. So it's getting warmer out, which means that a lot of you are getting ready to go on spring break or vacations or holidays, whatever you want to call it. A lot of you out there have jobs that require you to take trips and be on the road and travel. And sometimes you just get left in a situation where you can't be at your home gym. Any way you look at it, either you have been in a situation or you will be in this situation sometime in your life, and it's not always a good idea to take time off. But since you guys brought that up, I will say that a lot of people out there are just doing too much in the gym. You're spending too much time doing stuff. There is a massive difference between being productive and just being busy, which is exactly why a lot of people feel good about counting their steps and their macros instead of making adult decisions and life changes. But since you guys are watching this, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that either lifting is part of your life, or it will be part of your life, or it has been part of your life. Any way you look at it, go by this kind of guideline. If you're kind of okay with taking your shirt off if you're going to the beach or to a public pool or whatever, like your body fat's in a pretty decent place, you're not super skinny, you're just a decently shaped person. If that is you and you are a consistent workout person, like you train 4 times a week, every week, you never miss unless it's a scheduled deload, if that describes you, when you go on vacation or you go on the road, take the time off. If you're truly in the game and you are doing the grind, then taking a 1 day off or even a week off really is not gonna set you that far back whatsoever. For many of you, if you are in a position like myself where you're constantly driving, constantly grinding, then taking that week off can kind of get a super compensation effect. That plus the extra calories, the rest, the extra sleep, all that downtime. Sometimes when I go on vacation, I actually walk away in better shape than I did when I left. That's not always true. So definitely realize that rest is great, but atrophy is real. And then I know there are a lot of you out there that absolutely cannot miss days at the gym for whatever reason. Inside your head, you just need this for whatever mental stabilization you need, and that is completely fine, people. I am not here to judge. You do what you need to do. The only thing I'll say is let's make that a productive workout instead of just kind of being in a rocking chair. Give you something to do, but doesn't really get you anywhere. And then finally, a group that I want to address that really doesn't get addressed, but I've been in this boat before, where you've kind of been slacking and then you go on a vacation, or you're standing at the beach, or you're doing whatever you do that now suddenly you actually need to take your shirt off and reap the benefits of what you've been slacking on. When I've been in that situation, I've actually went to the gym on vacation to kind of restart. Like, as in my motivation was how bad I suck. But whoever you are and whatever broad spectrum that you just fell under in all those descriptions, you're on the road, you're gonna be in a hotel gym. Now, most hotel gyms, if they are reasonably stocked, have these equipment. They have dumbbells up to 50, they've got like an elliptical, a treadmill, a recumbent bike, typically some medicine balls, yoga mats, and a water cooler. It's like Life Fitness just has this crappy gym package that they just hand to everyone. But since that's what you're dealing with, I'd rather focus on what you can do than what you can't do, so let's stay on the offensive and come up with some ideas here. Now, I'm not trying to call anybody out or lump everyone in together, but for the most part, 50-pound dumbbells, if you're watching a serious strength channel, might not be enough weight for you. For some of you, that is, and that is completely fine. I'm not making fun of that whatsoever. But for a person at my level or Uncle Nick's level, 50-pound dumbbells, you're gonna have to do a lot of reps to get a substantial workout. So really the idea of getting a traditional strength workout really isn't gonna work out. That's a lot of workouts. So you might not be able to stick to your original plan that you were supposed to get done that day, but there is a lot of stuff that you can do to either get your conditioning up or do like a mindset challenge. One thing's for sure, you can absolutely get a massive pump to go show off at the beach or the pool or the sleazy hotel bar, whatever is your game. That is what you're gonna do, and you wanna show up your absolute best. So I'm gonna give you guys 6 workouts that you can absolutely do in a hotel across the world, and hopefully making better use of that time and situation. Last final note before we jump into workouts, if you guys do travel a lot and you know of good gyms around, like just coming off the top of my head is the Hilton at the ORD Chicago Airport. Down in the basement, they used to, I don't know if they still do, but they used to have a gym where you paid a drop-in fee and you could squat, you could bench, you could deadlift, you could use chalk, you could do everything that you normally could do. So if you guys do know of good gyms around the world, wherever you're at, if you know of a good place and you're like, I stay at this hotel specifically because I know they have a good gym, drop it in the comment section down below, and then maybe people who are reading this, watching this, will get an opportunity to use this almost like a database that they can look at and be like, hey, if I'm going to be in Chicago, maybe I'll stay there, so at least I can get my squat workout in. Thank you, community peoples. Okay, so for all these workouts, again, I'm gonna assume that you have access to those 50-pound dumbbells and a couple little pieces of equipment, but I'm pretty much sticking to the dumbbells, your body, and maybe a treadmill. But for this very first one, you're going to need appropriate weighted dumbbells and a clock. Now again, remember that because everything is so light, all of this is gonna be just a rep fest, so don't worry about that. But the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna grab those dumbbells, you're gonna throw them up to your shoulders, and you're gonna start squatting. Now, you're gonna be doing this for a long time because you have a 3-minute block right here where you're getting as many squats as you possibly can. Now you can stop as often as you want. You do whatever you need to do. It's 3 minutes of work. I totally understand that, okay? When you're done that 3 minutes, make note of how many reps you got, but then you're going to move on to your second exercise for 3 minutes, which is going to be rows. You can use any variation you want. You can do single arm, 2-arm, pendlay, do whatever you want to do, right? But you're going to be rowing for 3 minutes. Make note of that number. Once you are done rowing for 3 minutes, then you're going to lay down on the bench and you're going to do bench press for that remaining 3 minutes. If you do not have access to a bench, you're going to use a floor press. Do whatever you need to do, but once you're done that, you're going to make note of that number and then you're going to start back over at the squats. Now you have 2 minutes to get as many reps as possible, 2 minutes of rows, 2 minutes of bench press. Start back over with 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Now this entire thing is gonna take 18 minutes and you're not only going to have a massive muscle pump, but your lungs are gonna be burning, you're gonna be sweating. It is just an easy thing to get done very quickly. You can feel like you worked hard, you got something done, and now you can go relax on the beach. All right, so now we're on to the second workout day where you're gonna need the dumbbells. You can hold on that clock, just make sure the dumbbells are appropriate weight. You can choose any exercise that you guys want to, and remember, after you're done this exercise, you can move on to other ones, but for right now, let's just choose something like the overhead press. So you're gonna grab those appropriate weighted dumbbells and you're gonna set a clock for 60 seconds. Now, in that 60 seconds, you're gonna get those dumbbells and put them above your head as many times as you possibly can. I would start out with strict press. If you can stay with strict press the entire time, do that. If you can't, move on to push press immediately once your strict press fails. Push press fails, start moving on to jerk. Put those dumbbells above your head as many times as you possibly can until your shoulders want to die. Now make note of how many reps you got in that 60 seconds and divide it by half. So let's say you got 40 reps in that 60 seconds. Divided by 2, carry the wood. Now you have 20 reps. So you're gonna take that 20 reps and you're gonna do 5 sets. So you're gonna take that first 60 second, as many reps as possible set, split it in half, take that number and finish off with 5 sets of that. As your rounds continue, you're probably gonna have to start breaking that thing up with some rest pause sets or do whatever you need to do because it's gonna end up being a ton of volume in a very short amount of time. And depending on how quickly you wanna get it done, you can easily move on to other exercises if there's other body parts that you'd like to do. One quick note though, I probably would stick this kind of in giant set format where you're doing some core exercises or some other like conditioning things in between, just so you give your body a little bit of break. Otherwise, just going volume, volume, volume on the same body part, that's gonna take much longer than if you threw something else in between. Just look at antagonistic muscle groups as well as core work kind of as your rest. The third workout is going to be a ladder, just meaning that you are going 10 reps, 9 reps, 8, 7, 6, 5, yeah. Now for the exercises. So you're gonna start out with an inverted row. If your place has an option of doing pull-ups, I'd much rather see you do the pull-ups. So if you are so unfortunate to not have a place to do pull-ups and you're unwilling to go outside and do them on a tree branch, don't worry, you can do inverted rows on that treadmill. Yeah, on the treadmill. So since my gym is a very serious strength gym, we don't have any fancy treadmills or anything like that, but what we do have is squat racks, which are currently used to stupidly show you how this is gonna be done. So you guys know how on treadmills, they have those safety arms so that like if you need to bail, you can just stick your arms out and catch yourself so you don't go flying off the back. I'm gonna do that same thing with these safety pins on the squat. So just imagine right here, I'm jogging and I need to put my hands out. All you're gonna do is flip over and use that as an inverted row. Now, since inverted rows are a good bit easier than a pull-up, what I would like you to do is double that number. So in our ladder of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, you're gonna start out with either 10 pull-ups or 20 inverted rows. So 9 is 18, 8 is 16, 5 is 29. Immediately after your 10 pull-ups, you're gonna go into 10 single arm dumbbell snatches with your left arm. Immediately after that, 10 single arm dumbbell snatches with your right. Switch the dumbbell back over. Now you have 10 single arm dumbbell swings with your left. Switching again, you have 10 dumbbell swings with your right. After that, you're gonna put the kettlebell, whatever you have access to, down and you're gonna do 10 burpees. As soon as you're done that 10 burpees, you are going to jump back on that treadmill and you're gonna take off sprinting for 200 meters. So very fast again, you're doing 10 pull-ups to 10 single arm snatches each side, 10 single arm swings each side, 10 burpees, jumping on the treadmill and sprinting 200 meters. Now depending on how cardio intensive you want this workout to be, you can either sprint after every single round or if you're more like me, then I would recommend sprinting after every single even round. But this is just such a great kind of cardio burner workout. It might take you 20, 30, 40 minutes depending where your work capacity is, but guys, it is just such an easy way to get in, get something done. You feel like you actually pushed. You can treat it almost like a mindset challenge. You just drive, 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 and then you're done and you can seriously go relax and feel good about all that junk food that you're about ready to take in. And moving on to the fourth workout that we're gonna talk about is dumbbell complexes. So if you guys have never done a complex, you are in for a rude awakening because they are some of the hardest conditioning, muscular endurance workout that you could possibly do. Traditionally, the idea here is that you pick 8 exercises that you're gonna do 8 reps of each for 8 rounds. Now the kicker, the reason why it's called a complex, other than the mental anguish, is because once you touch the bar, you don't untouch it until all reps of all exercises are complete. Now normally this is done with a barbell, but since you only have access to dumbbells, you can go ahead and do the same thing. You can pick any 8 exercises that you want. They just need to be big compound movements. So you might start out with something like a Romanian deadlift to a power clean. Once you're in the power clean position, you might do something like front squat. Your last front squat, you might go to overhead press. Last overhead press, you might do good mornings or another version of a squat to a push press. After that, you might go to a row, okay? Just big compound movements that are going to take care of every aspect of your body in one big complete set. Again, 8 exercises, 8 reps each for 8 rounds. I just said 8 reps each. Now you can rinse and repeat this as many times as you absolutely want to, but I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna want too much. The 5th and most simple of all the workouts is gonna be one that takes place at top of every minute for as many minutes as you can handle. All that basically means is that every time the second hand gets to the top of the clock, you go again. If you move fast, you get more rest. If you move slow, you get less rest. So what you're gonna do every time the big hand touches little hand, insert Michael Jackson joke, is 3 pull-ups followed by 3 dumbbell man makers. Now, if you've never experienced the joy of the dumbbell man maker, please let me take this moment to enlighten you. Start with the dumbbells in your hand, drop down to a push-up position, do a push-up. After that, do a renegade row with your left side, followed by another push-up. And another renegade row on the right side. Then you're gonna get your legs back under you, clean those puppies up to your shoulders, and do an overhead press. Then you return the dumbbells back to the floor. That's 1 rep. They're not much fun. Now, if you really want to challenge yourself, switch out those 3 pull-ups with 3 burpee pull-ups, and you will curse my name for the rest of eternity. But yeah, that's it. Do that until you don't want to do life anymore. And the final and 6th workout that I want to share with you guys is the deck of cards workout. Now, if you've ever bought a program from me, you may or may not have seen this, and you probably hate it. That said, you have to admit it's kind of a fun way to work out. So the whole idea here is that you pick 4 exercises, whatever exercise that you want, okay? I would just say try to move them around your body so they're not just destroying one area. Now, you just do the corresponding number of reps with the number on the card. So you assign an exercise to each suit. So let's say hearts or burpees. You pull out a 6 of hearts, you owe 6 burpees. Let's say spades or dumbbell thrusters. You pull out an 8, you do 8. Here at my gym, we say all face cards equal 10 reps, aces equal 11, and the jokers are a 2-minute plank each. Now this you have absolutely no excuse on because I know they sell cards in the hotel lobby. And as with most people who have seen this show up on their program, I'm sure you're asking, so how many cards do I do? It's called the deck of cards workout, not the 6 card workout. So you do the whole deck. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, the first time you try this, it is going to take you a long time. I would probably set aside like 35, 40 minutes to actually get through the entire thing. But once your work capacity goes up and you get kind of used to what's going on, we run it all the time at my gym, and I'd say we most of the time get it done within 18 and 21 minutes. Now that's not counting the 2-minute joker planks, that is just strictly all the cards knocking it out. I think it comes up to 95 reps of each, so if you wanna make it 100 reps total, just throw an extra set of 5 of each thing. The deck of cards workout is one of the most interesting, fun ways to absolutely brutalize yourself and not really feel like that's what's happening. You can continue to do this workout and challenge yourself because if you time it, you can always try to be beating that time if you use the same exercises, or you can switch up exercises, do whatever you want, guys, but it's an awesome way to keep things new, and especially when you're on the road and you don't feel like doing an intense thing, this will make you work harder than you wanted to, and you'll actually get something done that day instead of just kind of going through motions. All right, guys, so that is all that I have for you today. I hope some of you will find this useful. I know so many of you will be either on the road or on holiday, vacation, whatever you guys are doing. I'm sure some of you are gonna be running into this over the next couple months or sometime in the future. If you guys would be so kind, if you know of good hotel gyms, please drop them in the comments section down below so that we can all have a database to kind of work from, because honestly, if I knew that a hotel gym was really, really good, I would absolutely stay there over just a normal place if I didn't want to take that break in my training, which again, you need to be very, very careful about. There's a huge difference between being productive and just being busy. Make sure you're not doing the latter. I will catch up with you guys later in the week. Until I do go out to something amazing in your lives, keep working hard, people. I will hopefully see you guys at the NEVERsate class of the weekend. Be nice. Be nice to each other. I'll see you guys then.